friends, so I am back with my 4th video now. I'm very happy with everyone's responses to it. I'm meeting a lot of people in public who know me, and it's kind of really scary because I don't know who you are. But then you tell me that you've seen my YouTube videos, and I'm like, oh shit, you know who I am. Shoutouts to everyone who's walked up to me and told me about my videos in person, because that's really cool, and I feel like I'm somewhat famous. So today's video is going to be behind the tweets, which is a series I'm going to do in part with my story time series, and it's going to be a bunch of my most liked tweets, and I'm going to be posting them on Facebook and Twitter and letting you guys take a poll to see which stories you want to hear. And you guys have actually already voted for 3 of the stories, and today I'm going to be telling the story of my now incarcerated sugar daddy from 2 years ago who I finessed for Coldplay tickets. So I had this sugar daddy who I met about 2 years ago, and I met him through one of my friends, and like it wasn't even supposed to be a sugar daddy thing. It was supposed to be like me hanging out with my friend and this guy, and then we end up just dating after. But like, as you know, I have very hard times with relationships. Not currently, but you know, sometimes I I wasn't in the mindset 2 years ago to be in a relationship. I was in the ho ho ho, you know, make your money, do your shit. This guy messages me and he's like, hey, come to Canada's Wonderland tonight, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm broke, I can't go to Canada's Wonderland, just kind of like out of the blue, just randomly. And he's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. This guy's gonna pay for everything. He's really cute, you're gonna like him, he thinks you're attractive, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, this is something. And he mentions that this man has money. So I'm like, okay, he's got some money, it's good, it's gonna be okay. He ends up picking me up and stuff. And okay, just to clarify, when I'm talking sugar daddy, like you guys are probably thinking like old, like Hugh Hefner fucking old, or fucking, you know, who else is old? Steve Martin old. Remember Steve Martin from Two Birds and a Dozen? Steve Martin old. But he wasn't even old. This man was like 43. And like, I call him an old man because everyone over the age of like 35 is extremely fucking old to me. So he was an old man. Anyways, so he ends up picking me up and stuff, and we go to Canada's Wonderland, and he ends up biting me as seasons pass. From the first like day of me meeting him, takes me to Saks at 5th Ave. Like it was a pretty great day, and I'm like, it was a whole new experience to me because I've never really dabbled in that field before, never really done older people. So yeah, that was kind of cool. The thing about this too, I want you to mention about this sugar daddy is that, see, I'm one of those bosses who doesn't even need to, you know, suck her fucking dick to get the money. Like, I'm not one of those people who actually hose with them. I'm just such a boss that I talk and I use my words, and we go on dates, and it's everything they want out of the relationship except for the sexual component, because I don't want to be touching a fucking 48-year-old man. But at the exact same time, if you need to touch a 48-year-old man to make some money, sister, you've got to do what you gotta do. I'm promoting prostitution. Great. So, me and this guy actually, like, we hit it off pretty well. He would pick me up like every other day, and it was really cool too, because like, you know those men who like remember every single small detail about you and about what you like and stuff? He was one of those guys, which was kind of cool, kind of creepy. So when he first came and picked me up the first time, he appeared at my house with a bag of jalapeno Cheetos on his front seat.
Yo kids, here's a flamin' on Cheeto snacks.
Because when I was with him at Canada's Wonderland, the entire time I was complaining about not having Cheetos. So this man literally had a bag of Cheetos waiting for me on his car seat, and it's small things like that, you know what I mean? Like, I never liked the guy, like, it was all a game. It was never any actual feelings on my half. Like, I know he really liked me, and I feel so bad if you're watching this. So sorry for just talking so much shit about you. But yeah, so, and like this man really wanted to start a relationship with me, and like it wasn't even necessarily, like he didn't know it was sugar daddy, but like he was giving me nice handouts every single time I left, and would give me money to get through the week with and all that sort of stuff. So it was supposed to be a relationship, but I kind of just turned it into a sugar daddy thing. And we would go on dates to movies, and we'd go to Safari Niagara and all these different places. And keep in mind, there were places that I chose far away from my city because I don't want no one in my city seeing me walking around with this fucking 43-year-old. It's no. So we would go and we would we'd even go to Wind. Like we'd go to Wind. I'd be like, I want sushi. He'd be like, okay, let's go to Wind downtown. And I'm like, let's go to Wind in the falls. Let's go somewhere not in my city. We would just do things. Like it wasn't even a sexual thing. Like I don't even think I didn't even touch any area of him for that entire relationship. He ended up taking me to see Party Next Door, which was like the best concert of my life, like the actual best concert of my life. Like if you've seen Party Next Door live, like you know what I mean when I say that no other show can compare to a Party Next Door show. But that he's not relevant. We went to JoJo, we went to Christina, we went to so many shows. And then, when did it even go wrong? Oh yeah, these Coldplay tickets. Back in December of 2016 Coldplay was coming to, they just announced their show in Toronto. So I fucking love Coldplay. Coldplay's my favorite band. Like I'm black, but Coldplay just brings out the white side of me. I fucking love Coldplay. I ended up begging him to get me these tickets because as you know, Coldplay tickets are very expensive and I'm not paying my own money to see this when I have another man's money to use. So I just, so I decided to go and begging for these tickets, and of course, since I asked for them, he got them for me, and it was great. And there were floor seats, and so Baron, he's all he's playing is Coldplay. All he's doing is talking about how excited he is to come to the concert with me. I'm not even thinking about him at this point. I'm just thinking about seeing Chris Martin on stage and hearing Scientists live. He's sitting there saying, "Oh, it's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be so romantic. We can get a hotel for the night," and I'm like, Let's flash forward to 4 months later. So we're still going on dates, still doing our thing and stuff. And this man is starting to like actually fall for me, which is kind of really weird because I wasn't expecting that to happen. And he starts like, you know when a man starts to actually like you and he starts looking at you more and like giving like looks of longing and like he was being a little bit overly caring towards me, and I kind of was like, this is kind of strange. And this guy was my plug for a while. He was my plug. He would hook me up with all the tree that I needed. He had trees all the time, so he'd always hook me up. But the one problem with this guy was whenever I'd ask him for some tree, he'd be like, give me like half quarter. He'd give me, you know, he wouldn't give me a half quarter. He'd give me like 2 grams of 20 bag. He would be very, very chintzy, as you can say, with the amount of stuff he'd give me. So 4 months later, I'm hanging out with my friends and I just go on my phone to check my Facebook. And I'm scrolling down my Facebook newsfeed. I have an article actually, so. He had this date night plan for me in Toronto and we were supposed to do this, and I go on Facebook and all I see is, police seize 65 pounds of marijuana. So I'm like, I wonder who got over this time. So I'm scrolling through it, all I hear is blah 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 blah, police seize 65 pounds of marijuana after drug trafficking investigation this week. As a result of the investigation, police identified another location where the marijuana was believed to have been stored. On Friday, police obtained search warrants for 2 addresses, one on road and the other on street. As well, police conducted a traffic stop on Avenue where a man was arrested and police seized a large quantity of marijuana inside the vehicle. 36 of is charged with 1 count of possession of a controlled substance for the purpose of trafficking and possession of proceeds of crime. The street value of the marijuana is about $156,000. So I'm like, wait a minute. How do I know this guy? And I'm like, oh shit, that's my fucking sugar daddy. So I fucking call his fucking phone. Of course, he goes straight to fucking voicemail, and I'm like, So I messaged him on Facebook, it doesn't deliver. So I'm sitting there and I'm mildly freaking out because like he was a big source of income that I had for a while. But as I said prior, I was also a boss, so I kind of already had money set aside, but I wasn't expecting this sort of pause on my money. So he ended up calling me from jail, telling me that he got nailed, he can't do much, he's gonna be out in the next 4 months, he said, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I wasn't really caring what he was saying. I just wanted to know where all his money was. So I ended up actually getting access to Ticketmaster account, going to his house, going to the Ticketmaster account and transferring the tickets from his account to my account. So now I have Coldplay tickets. Because it sounds bad, but he wasn't even gonna be able to be out for the show anyways. He was already incarcerated, so sucks fucking suck. And I saw Coldplay literally a year ago yesterday. I saw Coldplay. And I saw them in his seats, and they were phenomenal seats. And yeah. The second story that will be told will be the story of my Halloween time, and I went downtown with my two best friends, and they both ended up leaving with law enforcement, and I was stuck by myself. So that's another one of the stories.